What's going on, everyone? My name is Simon Rochfort. I'm a headshot and portrait photographer based in Vancouver, BC, and let's jump into the video. So what I wanted to talk about today is how to get the best headshots possible. Now, disclaimer, this video is not going to be about lighting. What it is going to go over is how to work with your clients and what your approach needs to be. I'm going to go over 5 different tips to make your clients feel as comfortable as possible in a non-comfortable environment, such as corporate headshots, and how to help them feel good so that they look as good as possible and that you can take the best headshots. So point number 1 is understanding that your client's job is not to feel comfortable in front of the camera. Because it's a corporate headshot, whether they're a lawyer or an accountant, their mind is not, oh, this is gonna be a pleasant experience. So when they come into your studio, you need to help them feel comfortable and calm. They're coming in and they're about to get their picture taken, which for many is probably tantamount to the same level of nerves as public speaking or going to the dentist. Letting them know that they don't need to know what they're doing is very important. Most don't know what to do with their body or what to do with their face. So it's important as the photographer that you clearly state this. You're the one that is going to direct them, will help them reduce their nerves. They're not going to be thinking about, what do I need to do? No. What's going to be in their mind is, I know what the photographer is going to need from me. The problem a lot of photographers fall into is they don't quite understand enough how nerve-wracking being in front of the camera can be. I think as photographers, we're accustomed to being in front of the camera, how we move, how we operate, how we look. But if you're working in front of a computer, or if you're working in a completely white-collar job, for example, then that's never really come into your mind. Half of the time that you've maybe had your picture taken, it's been at a party or at a wedding. You've had a couple of glasses of wine, and of course, the whole idea is, woo, take my picture. Not, I'm stone cold sober on a Monday afternoon, getting my headshot taken with a white background from my website. So understanding the whole concept of what the picture is for, how they're feeling, and the regularity that they're doing this, which is not very often. Most people probably only get their headshots updated maybe once every 3 years. That you're working with them in a very alien situation that can bring in a lot of stress. By understanding that this can be a stressful situation for them, you can then adjust how you talk to them, how you approach them, and help them de-escalate their stress. When you understand that it can be stressful and they know that, then it's kind of calling the elephant in the room, and they know that you're not just going to tell them to stand in front of the camera and smile. They know that there's going to be very specific direction involved and that you're going to help them to look their best. Point number 2 is understanding why they are there in the first place. Yes, it's obvious that they're there for a headshot, but why are they booking you for a headshot? Why not somebody else? Maybe they're very, very nervous. They may need time to talk. They may need time to talk about why they're getting their headshot done, what they're using it for, what their personal anxieties are about getting their picture taken. And that takes time. You may need to actually take the time to get them settled in, to talk to them about the process, to tell them about the direction that you're going to give, what the lights do, how things are going to look on camera, what the editing process is going to be. And all that additional information is going to help them relax and calm down because they understand what is going on. Point number 2 is working on your own personal shtick or approach. The trap that a lot of photographers fall into, though, and personally I think I fell into that trap initially, was copying other photographers' approaches when it came to how I spoke to my clients. Now, for example, Peter Hurley is a great headshot photographer based in New York, and he has a very unique and personal shtick. He has his own jokes and Hurleyisms, and that works for him. Now, the reality is, Peter Hurley's shtick or Peter Hurley's approach works for him because he is Peter Hurley. You're not, and neither am I. And so what I found through the years of working as a headshot and portrait photographer is I started to work on, well, what is my own approach? What's my sense of humor? What do I find that works with my clients? And then I started rinsing and repeating through that. The stuff that didn't work and kind of fell flat, I left that to one side. And the stuff that got a reaction, whether it got a laugh or whether it helped them to relax or got the direction across, that's what I worked on. Now, at the end of the day, I end up using probably the same sort of jokes over and over again. The benefit is usually the clients are different, so they haven't heard the same thing 100 times. We need to figure out who we are, what our approach is and not try and copy somebody else. Because at the end of the day, you may just end up being a poor imitation of somebody else. Third point is to be flexible and chameleonize yourself to your clients. Yes, you have your approach. Yes, you have your way of doing things. But if you go in and you're super high energy and you're like, hey, how's it going, man? What's going on? And they are super nervous and they're very timid and they don't want to be there, you're going to overwhelm them. So you need to tone it down. You need to feed off of what their energy is and kind of match them at the same level. On the other extreme, if they're all ready to rock and roll and they're really enthusiastic about getting the headshots done, if you're really quiet and you're not really pushing that much, then they're going to kind of get bored and they're going to think, well, does this guy know what he's doing? What's going on? So you have to be flexible in your energy and in your personality to match what the client is putting out. You need to read the room. And sometimes maybe the person looks like they might be super confident, but immediately they get in front of the camera and it's just nerves all over. You then need to adapt how you're actually working with them during the session. If somebody is putting out some great images, then be their hype man. Give them all that encouragement that's there and be full of energy. But if things are not working out so well, or they're maybe feeling really nervous and it shows in front of the camera, then just slow things down even more. Maybe take them out from behind the lights, show them the images, and in a calm way, just explain what is maybe not working and help them as much as possible to understand that and then feel more relaxed. Now, by being flexible and chameleonizing yourselves to your clients, this is in no way saying change who you are, but within the boundary of who you are as a person and what your approach is, there needs to be some flexibility to adapt to the client that's there. Point number 4 is to be direct with direction, but be friendly about it. When your client comes into the studio, they're not really sure about how to move their body in a way that looks good in camera. And it's your job as a photographer to tell them that and let them know. I am very specific with the direction. I'm working with them on micro adjustments, whether it's with their shoulders or their forehead or their knees and toes. That was a bad joke. It's also important to help them understand what your direction is actually going to mean. For some photographers, maybe it's just going to be move left, move right, and that's kind of about it. But ultimately, that's not enough direction for people. The direction that I give is move your head forward, bring your chin down, move your eyes this way or that way, tilt your head, don't tilt your head, move a shoulder forward, move an arm back, move the arm forward, turn your torso, but don't turn your feet. But when giving that direction, I'm always very careful to make sure that it comes across as friendly. It's not bossy. It is very much a collaboration. But when you tell them how the direction is going to go and maybe have a few jokes along the way, will help them understand, but also feel at ease. And point number 5 is remembering what works, but also remember that everyone's an individual. For example, one of the questions I always ask people in the studio to see what their reaction is, what's your favorite food? And usually, because it's a question that gets very differing opinions, it kind of gets a little bit of a laugh from them. I've asked a variety of different questions. That one always seems to hit. However, everyone is an individual. Some people will come into the studio or you'll go on site and work with them, and they're not in the mood to talk about their favorite food or anything. Sometimes they're the kind of person that just wants to get it done and get out. If they're not responding to it, throw it all out the window and work on how it works for them. I had a client not too long ago where I was working with them on their posture, and usually for myself, I think it looks the best for people if the shoulders are back, the forehead is out, and the chin is down a little bit. They didn't want that at all. But the reality is that they're the one that's paying for the session, not me. So if that's what they want, that's what I'll give them. Our job as photographers is not to produce always what we think is the best image possible. Work out what works for you both visually and in your approach, but remember, they're the client, they're an individual, and help them get them what they want, because that will help them to look and feel their best in front of the camera. Well, there we go. 5 tips on how to get better headshots with your clients by helping them feel more comfortable and relaxed in front of the camera. If you apply these tips, I guarantee you, your clients will feel more comfortable and that will help them look their best. And you'll end up booking more clients. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I'd really appreciate if you like this video, give it a share, and also subscribe to this channel, help it grow. And until next time, you stay classy.